to the core of the Indian Army. A Major General in the north under investigation after a shameful allegation corruption for contracts that deal with the supply of rations to India's bravest soldiers battling in the most hostile zones. The officer is said to have been caught red-handed in a sting operation, asking for a bribe in return for contracts. The Major General has been attached to a Northern Command unit for a full inquiry.
Once again, it appears that soldiers guarding India's northern frontiers in Kashmir, the line of control and Ladakh have more than just the enemy to look out for. In a shameful revelation, Headlines Today broke to you on Sunday that a Jammu-based general who oversees the procurement and supply of basic rations for soldiers in the north is now under investigation for corrupt collusion with private contractors to manipulate supplies and rations. There have been multiple complaints against Major General V.K. Sharma, but it is understood that the officer was caught red-handed in a sting operation in which he is alleged to have demanded bribes for contracts. The specific misdemeanors of Major General V.K. Sharma are not known at this stage, but reports suggest that his misdemeanors or alleged misconduct were actually caught on tape as part of a sting operation. The fact is, an investigation is on at this time, and any indictments, any information will only follow a thorough probe into what really happened. But if past track records of acts of corruption within the Army Service Corps are to be taken into account, the modus operandi basically fall into two real ways. One, the straightforward demand of a bribe for either the awarding or renewal of a supply of rations contract. The second is an agreement, a collusion, where subpar or low quality rations and supplies are contracted for and the financial difference is split between the officer and the contractor. The reason why the army is taking the case so seriously is because there have been very high profile cases in the past when even a chief of the Army Service Corps was caught in shameful acts of corruption. Cheating soldiers out of their very basic dues has always been seen as the lowest, most condemnable form of corruption.
That the contractors who are not the cleanest of people have made certain allegations. These are being investigated. If found true, the most stringent action will be taken, because there is one thing that we fighting soldiers detest and hate. It is somebody trying to, get itchy fingers over the rations that the boys eat. That the army will just not accept.
Our soldiers stand guard without complaint. They brave the enemy. They brave the weather. They brave odds most of us couldn't fathom. All they ask is that the country doesn't put them in harm's way without good reason. All they ask is that they are given the best available support for the incredibly difficult and dangerous work they do. Investigations are still on and there are no indictments yet. But the army once again faces the terrible prospect of the enemy being one of its own. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.